Alright, hello guys, welcome, and if you have been here to my channel before, welcome back. I'm the Philadelphia Whovian, and this video is going to be a continuation of my previous two videos of my top 60 Classic Who episodes from Doctor Who. Now, if you want to know what because right now this video is going to be focusing, I believe, on entries, I want to say from 40 to 31. I should be correct. That's where we should be at, guys. Hopefully we should be there. But if you want to know what my ranking of the episodes that were pretty much from 41 through 60, then you have to watch my previous two videos. I'm not going to give a recap because I want to spend time just on this top 10. So we're going to hear now my third video of my top 60 episodes, going the ranking of the 31 through my 40th when it comes to episodes that I love from Classic Who. And yes, so we're going to do a countdown, so we're going to do backwards. So let's start with number 40. We're going to go with the 5th Doctor with Tegan Turlough in Frontios. Yes, his very last season, Frontios. Now, this episode, I just think it's overlooked. That's all it is. I think this is one of those episodes where there are a lot of good stories in his last season, so this often just gets completely overlooked and people forget about it. But I love it. I love the detractors very much. I love the fear they invoke in Turlough, because he gets scared, man. The idea of the Plantagenets and these humans trying to survive and colonize when there's just everything going against them. There are people who are defecting and leaving, etc. so forth, and food is scarce. Gosh knows they barely can use lighting when the doctor's trying to heal and do the doctor thing. By goodness gracious. And the idea of the earth being hungry and just sucking people down through it. And the color scheme. The great thing about this DVD cover is the artwork, is this is really the color palette of this episode. It has that color, that feel to it. I just think it's very overlooked. I love it. Frontios is my number 40 slot. Now we're into the 30s at 39. Now with Frontios, while I love to go, Frontiers, I love to go back and rewatch it. This one I probably would like to go back and rewatch, but I can't go back and rewatch it because it's physically impossible for me to. Because number 39 is the 4th Doctor in Lila, The Talons of Wing Chiang. Here's why I cannot go back and rewatch this, because if you saw my previous video of my close encounter with the Talons of Wing Chiang, you'll know it was brief. Because it didn't happen. Because I got this DVD in the mail, and by God, it was defective. It wouldn't play. Finally, I broke down after giving up that it would not play on any DVD player I would come across. I watched it online, and overall, I really liked it. It's by Robert Holmes. I know it's considered politically incorrect by some people, but I feel like Robert was just trying to write a story that, centered around a different culture. And, you're always going to risk offending someone by the accent with that, but there were real Chinese actors who did all the minor Chinese roles. I don't know about the lead actor. He would clearly seem to be mostly just makeup to me. But as long as we don't hit that character from Breakfast at Tiffany's, that caricature of Asian people, by God. Sorry, that was such an offensive character. And it brought down the entire movie of the Breakfast at Tiffany's. Oh my God. Why did that character have to exist? Sorry. Whole different problem there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm focused. I am focused. I am. The Talents of Wing Chiang, it's got a lot going for it. I just love the idea of, the Doctor in that sleuth costume and Lila in that, that period garb. I like the two of them. And when she wore the dress, even the Doctor, he was like, his jaw almost dropped. I was like, whoa, so cool. I like this. And it was smart that they left K9 behind. Of course, they had to leave K9 behind. And I like that they went to an environment where K9 couldn't be there, so it gave the Doctor his chance to, him and Lila to just work together. Now, overall, I love the pacing and love the idea of it, the giant rat, the use of the Asian god, but it turns out he's really an imposter, and all that stuff, and the use of the theater. There were even some moments I felt like this was Phantom of the Opera, kind of. Ooh. I felt really bad for that one stagehand. At the end, where the stagehand died, it's like, oh, you poor stagehand. And the two characters in it with, the stage manager or the guy on the theater and that one other character, it's like almost buffoonery there, kind of. They were buffoon-like. But overall, no, that was very good. The only thing that holds this back for me, and this is nitpicking, in the last episode, Lila gets saved way too much for me. Like, they need Lila to be saved way too much. It was almost so contrived. It was like, really? Really? Because Lila, at the one time where she jumps on top of the fake Wing Chiang and she tries to stab him, I'm like, Lila can throw things and kill someone just by throwing a knife into your back. She can kill you that way. Or if we had to jump on top of you to kill you, she would have stabbed while she was jumping. This is Lila with a knife in her hand and just jumping on top of him and rolling around, then trying to stab him. That was so contrived. And it's like, you're doing this so Lila can be saved. Then they had that happen again, where the small creature had tried to kill Lila, and the doctor had to throw the small, like, character, like that, the puppet character, off her. And it's like, why can't Lila save herself? Come on, people, really? Really? Robert, you're better than this. Robert Holmes, you're better than that. I just feel like Lila got saved a little bit too much by the end in ways where I'm like, Lila would not allow that to happen to herself. I forgave when the doctor saved her earlier, where she got into the carriage, she found the layer, and she dressed up as a different person to save that one girl, and then she escaped down the tunnel, and the doctor saved her from the rat. Because one, she did escape, it's just that there's a big evil rat that's huge down there. And Lila also did save that one woman. She did save her. It often gets forgotten, but Lila did. But up until that point, I'm like, once I got to the last episode, I was like, you're just pushing this, guys. You're pushing this. Robert, I love you, but that was it's a significant nitpick for me. Okay, so I think we're at 38. 38 is another Fourth Doctor story with Lila by Robert Holmes, The Sun Makers. Oh my god, I freaking love The Sun Makers. Robert Holmes just venting about taxes. That's what this is. This is Robert Holmes venting about taxes. And he wrote an entire episode about that. Well, Robert, I'm an American, so you know I agree with you on taxes. We did a whole revolution because of that. I mean, other reasons too, but still, taxes were a main incentive. So, Robert, I mean, that's just... Go, Rob. I love that. I like how, with this, Lila, yes, the doctor saved her, but that was after she fought to try and save him. She was only in danger because she was trying to save him. That's why I gotta give her credit. It works. It works fine. And Robert Holmes separated Louise Jameson and Lila from the Fourth Doctor in this because he knew that Lila and Four, which is Tom Baker, and Louise Jameson were arguing with each other a lot. They were fighting. But it wasn't Louise Jameson's fault. Tom Baker was just difficult to work with sometimes. Very difficult to work with. And Tom Baker knew it. Love the villain, love the taxes, how the taxes get raised without, and people are just working like a dog just to pay them, and that's all it is. Absolutely amazing. And then they're afraid of darkness. It's good world building. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, I think we're at 37, and we're going back all the way to the First Doctor's, his second story, The Daleks. Okay, I see a lot of people who find Daleks very overrated, or just, I've seen this even on worst lists, like top 10 worst episodes list. No, just no. Their excuse is it drags, it's boring. You know what? I see why 10 million people tuned into this. I find it actually perfectly entertaining. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I mean, honestly, if you can suffer through the Enemy of the World, you can watch the Daleks, alright? If you love Enemy of the World, the Daleks is very good. You know, so if you like that, I don't know why you don't like this. And I know there are parts of it I'm like, oh, well, the Doctor, he was kind of bad in this at times, where he lied to Ian, Barbara, and Susan when he could have taken them out of there easily. You know, it's like, Doctor, oh, that was bad, Doctor, you were bad. But that was a part of his growth process. So I didn't get angry about it for too long. Overall, I do like the Daleks. So I think we're number 36 now. So number 36, another Fourth Doctor story with Lila, her first episode, The Face of Evil. Little fun fact, after I think Sarah Jane Smith left the show, the fourth Doctor had this idea in his head that he could do the show by himself. He didn't need a companion. No offense, Tom Baker, but that was a stupid idea. But in my defense, Tom Baker admits that was a stupid idea. And I'm happy that the writers thought that was a stupid idea. Because we got Lila. And I love it. The idea of, this complete different character or type of than usually companions are. And the tribe she's in. How she doubted them and the extremity of her doubting the gods. Love that. You see all of the machinery around, and turns out that it all happened because of the Doctor. He left something behind, part of like his DNA or his conscience, into the computer or something, whatever it was, and it ended up causing a god that was really bad. And the 17 actually being descendants of the Survey Team. I'm sorry, but I just think the face of evil is so creative, and I'm honestly lucky to have this episode. I really am. So now we're at number 35. We're back with the 5th Doctor with Adric, Nyssa, and Tegan in The Visitation. Oh wow, I actually really enjoyed The Visitation. And for many people, they regard this episode as the proof of when the 5th Doctor's run, his tenure, was beginning to shape up and become something. And I see why. The Visitation, you've got a visitor from a different planet, and he was a fugitive who's willing to let a lot of the planet just be destroyed just to cover himself. The Doctor and companion show up there. You got the android who looks like the Grim Reaper and is absolutely scary, and the villain controls some of the humans there. But then you have that one actor, the thespian, they meet in the woods. He steals the show pretty much. He is like the heart of that episode. And then the end, where it turns out the Doctor did defeat the creature, but in return it caused a fire, and the Doctor has to let the fire happen because you can't change history if you're a part of it. It's now the time of the Great Fire of London. It's like hard with the Doctor. It's like, whoa, Doctor, you have to stand by and let this whole problem happen. So it's like shows how detached the Doctor had to be with the 5th Doctor under his Doctor had to be detached from things. And it's hard to tell. It's like, oh, that's bad of the Doctor. At the same time, he has no choice. It's probably a fixed point in history. The Great Fire of London. So, it raises these really good questions, which I liked. Okay, so I think we're at number 34. Sorry if I'm wrong about that. But this goes to the 3rd Doctor with Jo Grant. We're in the 2-parter of the Dalek Wars, and my favorite, oh god, I love it. The first part, Frontier in Space. I think this episode is almost perfect. The world building is good. They're building up of 2 forces, but turns out they're not actually attacking each other at all. They just think they are. It's the Daleks actually tricking them through the use of Ogrons with the Master. Jo Grant has now learned to be impervious to the Master's mind control. I'm sorry, this is like 6 episodes and it never drags for me. Honestly, I think it's way superior to the episode that has a lot of fans, but I'm just Planet of the Daleks. I think Frontier in Space is infinitely superior to Planet of the Daleks. I just think Frontier in Space is just that freaking good. Now, are we at 33? I think we are. Back to Robert Holmes with the 3rd Doctor, but now he's with Sarah Jane Smith in The Time Warrior. We get our first look at the Centaurans. Robert Holmes' creation, probably, pretty much. And the Centauran lands in medieval Europe at some time period, and he promised to give them weapons in exchange for getting the heck out of there. He is capturing scientists from more modern eras. The Doctor goes back, and Sarah Jane Smith has the biggest learning curve when it comes to companions in their first story than probably every other companion. She is incredible. And I just like the story of the Time Warrior so very much. It's just impeccable. Now I'm going to have a drink of water because here's where it gets controversial. I gotta gather my courage. Ooh. Still gathering my courage. Okay, I think I can do this. Oh dear. Number 32. An episode that everyone's going to kill me for not being number 1. Genesis of the Daleks. Guys, okay, I love a lot about Genesis of the Daleks. I like the idea of the Time Lord sending the Doctor on a mission to try and halt the progress of the Daleks. And he's there to see the creation of the Daleks from the Khalids. The Daleks are fighting the Thals, etc. and so forth. Almost there is so much about this I like. And then there's Davros himself, the creation of Davros. Wow. But here's the thing about Genesis of the Daleks. I think it's hard for me because I'm watching a story where I knew from the beginning how things were going to end. I knew the tragedy. It's like watching a Greek tragedy. You know what's going to occur, so you're watching these characters walk to their doom. You know, Davros is going to trick everyone. He's going to eventually kill the Thalls and his own people, the Khalids. He's going to fight to get this evolution of the Daleks to get created. You know all these things are going to happen. There's nothing that you can do about it. And that's kind of hurtful. Also, I think this story, sometimes in parts, it just drags. But there's a lot of things about it I still find very good and very, 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 very enjoyable. Very good story. I see why it's a lot of people's #1. Oh, my cat's laying on my number 31 slot. I'm so sorry, Zeus. Sorry, honey. Number 31, you're thinking, how in the name of Scapanimus could this possibly beat out Genesis of the Daleks? It's about personal preferences, guys. And there's something about The Awakening that I absolutely love. If you saw my top 10 Fifth Doctor stories, you know I love this story. Oh my god, I just love everything about it. The malice coming in, and then getting the years, fused together. So this war games that was happening gave him the malice power and strengthened him. And then now, that time period is now mixing with the 1980s. So the war games now are really getting to people's minds, and the energy that's being emitted from it is now getting the malice to just bridge these time periods. I just love that. Oh my god, there's just something about this story. I never get sick of watching it, and that's what I care about. Rewatchability. There you go. So that's now I believe we're at 31. That's my number 31. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the next one when I get it out and get it going. Thank you guys. Enjoy yourselves. Peace out.